All right, I'm going to share something with you should already know. Supreme Court blocks Biden OSHA hokey pokey mandate allows rule for healthcare workers. Court ruled that Circus 19 is not an occupational hazard, but a universal risk. The Corte Supremo on Thursday issued mixed rulings in a pair of cases challenging Biden administration Circus 19 hokey pokey mandates, allowing the requirement for certain healthcare workers to go into effect, while blocking enforcement of a mandate for businesses with 100 or more employees. The latter, an Occupational Safety and Health Administration rule that took effect on Monday, said that businesses with at least 100 employees needed to require workers to get their hokey pokey or get tested weekly and wear their face diaper. The court ruled that OSHA lacked the authority to impose such a mandate because the law that created OSHA empowers the secretary to set workplace safety standards, not broad public health measures. Look at this dino here. I mean, what? He's got his black eyes going today. Although Circus 19 is a risk that occurs in many workplaces, it is not an occupational hazard in most, the court ruled. Circus 19 can and does spread at home, in schools, during sporting events, and everywhere else that people gather. That kind of universal risk is no different from day-to-day dangers that all face, from crime, air pollution, look out for the climate 19, or any number of communicable diseases. For these reasons, the OSHA mandate would significantly expand the agency's authority beyond the limits Congress set, the court ruled. Yes, definitely, for sure. By contrast, in Biden versus Missouri, the court ruled that the Health and Safety Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra did have the authority to require all healthcare workers at institutions that receive Medicare and Medicaid funding, which is all of them, to get the hokey pokey unless they get medical or religious exemptions. Yeah, see this? I'm not going to get into this topic because this is all wrong. But yeah, there's still that caveat there. Unless they get medical or religious exemptions. And everybody can get a religious exemption. Just saying. While multiple states argued correctly that HHS did not have the scope to issue such a mandate, the court noted that healthcare facilities that wish to participate in Medicare and Medicaid have always been obligated to satisfy a host of conditions that address the safe and effective provision of healthcare, not simply sound accounting. Well, I mean, obviously, duh. That's just a bunch of hogwash, long-winded version of saying, yeah, they've always had all of these standards that they've had to meet. This hasn't been one of them. So, yeah, the court got that all wrong as far as the rule goes for the Medicare and Medicaid facilities. But again, not even addressing that. So what are we even dealing with here? It took the highest court in the land to let us know that OSHA lacked the authority to impose such a mandate because the law that created OSHA, blah, blah, blah. Well, I think that you guys know that. And I know that. If you've been paying any attention or watching anything on my channel, I've talked about this many times. OSHA is a regulatory agency. They're a federal agency, which is fine. But they don't have any lawmaking authority. And imposing a mandate's not a law. It is not a law, people. What is a mandate? Here you go. The legal definition of mandate: a judicial command, order, or precept, written or oral, from a court, just like the Supreme Court, or direction that a court has the authority to give and an individual is bound to obey. So if an individual is bound to obey something, it's because, for example, they've been found guilty of something, right? A judge rules that they've got to do X, Y, Z now. That would be a mandate. They have to do that thing. A judge for the judicial branch would have to give that. Biden, OSHA, just for two examples, neither one of them worked for the judicial branch. Any so-called mandate that they tried to impose, not a thing. It's just not a thing. Today, January 13, 2022, we still do have 3 branches of government: the judicial, the legislative, which is the branch that actually makes the laws, and the executive. Believe me, I'm under no delusion that this really means anything for the long term. I know this is just temporary, and it might just be all part of the game. Maybe they're just buying time, giving false hope even, maybe. I don't think that we're going to overthrow this corrupt setup that we have right now. I don't think that there's going to be any way out of this, to be quite honest. I know it's not very appealing, but that's the truth. I don't trust any plans. The storm is not coming. Okay. All right. I only trust in Jesus. I know that he's our only way out of this. The only reason that I'm sharing this is because I feel like this will give some people encouragement and maybe a little bit of backbone, because I've noticed that a lot of people lack a backbone these days. I mean, if you know anyone who's a wuss and just too chicken to stand up for themselves and say no, maybe this will help them out, at least temporarily. I don't know. But it is good news, and I'm actually a little bit surprised to hear it. So I just wanted to share, because we are still in this world. We still have to exist in this world, right? And sometimes we can be grateful for small victories. It's not always going to be this way. And it's only getting harder, but at least maybe it will provide a little bit of leeway, because you've been paying attention to my channel and you know that I don't fall for any mandate BS. That's why I've never put a diaper on my face and never will. Take care, guys. God bless. See ya on the next one.